Hello students, welcome to English Classroom. I'm Dr. Suchitra Singh, Assistant Professor of English, VGDC, Vidyanagar. Today's topic is on writing skills prescribed for SEM 1 for BA, BCom, BSc and BBA by Osmania University. Now, we all know that writing skill is one of the most difficult skills, especially for Indians. It's difficult skill, but nothing is impossible. Any skill can be learned through practice. So, today we will learn about how to improve our writing skills. And in today's class, we will deal with how to write a paragraph. That is, while writing a paragraph, we need to make sentences and how to sequence our sentences and how to make our paragraph a descriptive paragraph. And finally, we'll end our class with dialogue writing. So let's get going with our this thing. Now, look at this. Now, when we have to write a paragraph, first thing is that we will learn how to expand the main central idea of the paragraph, a step-by-step approach, how to expand a simple sentence, right? So, while writing a paragraph, remember that first we have to start with a central idea, and that central idea will be our main sentence, right? And taking that main sentence, we will try to write a paragraph. So first we will understand what a paragraph is, right? A paragraph is a collection of related sentence dealing with a single topic, right? In a paragraph, ideas are presented in an organized and logical fashion. So what is a paragraph? What is a paragraph? A paragraph is nothing but it is a collection of related sentences dealing with a single topic, right? In a paragraph, ideas are organized in logical fashion. In other words, a paragraph is a group of sentences that fleshes out a single idea. In order for a paragraph to be effective, it must begin with a topic sentence, have sentences that support the main idea of that paragraph, and maintain a consistent flow. So what is it? It is nothing but it is a group of sentences that fleshes out a single idea, right? It is a group of sentences that fleshes out a single idea. In order for a paragraph to be effective, it must begin with what? A topic sentence and have sentences that support the main idea of that paragraph and maintain a consistent flow of words, right? Then, as I told in the previous slide, what did we say? We said that a paragraph should have a main idea. That is, it is related with dealing with a single topic, right? So, a main idea will be there. For that main idea, what we will do? We will substantiate with logical sentences. So, here what you will do is that whatever is your main idea, that sentence, that will be your topic sentence, right? Read and understand the given topic sentence, right? And after reading and understanding, then you try to think what are the points that you can supplement to the topic sentence. Clear? That means think about what details and examples you can add to illustrate the meaning of the given sentence, right? Or to expand on the idea behind the given sentence, right? If the sentence is a metaphor or a simile, explain in plain language, right? So, first you'll have to explain the sentence. If it's in a metaphor or a simile, you'll have to explain it in plain language. So, look at this picture over here. This is your topic sentence, right? So, what you will do, you will try to understand what this topic sentence is and try to think what are the possible statement sentences that you can, supporting sentences that you can add to give more information about this topic sentence. Is it clear? Then what we will do, we will see that ensure that whatever you add, Now, don't try. Generally, what students will do, whatever points they want, they will put over there, right? Just for the sake of making it into a paragraph. Remember, ensure that whatever you add is relevant to the main idea of the given sentence. It should have some coherence with the main sentence, right? If the sentence is a conclusion, finally, when you are concluding a sentence, then retrace the thought behind it to the starting point to build an argument. That is, what you have started with, it has to retrace to the starting point to build an argument. And the basic rule or thumb rule when composing a paragraph is to restrict to one single idea. Please keep this in your mind that a paragraph should be restricted to one single idea, right? So what, with this, what do we understand? That paragraphs generally have 3 to 5 sentences, right? That is one main idea which will be supported by 3 to 5 sentences, right? And there are 3 basic parts of a paragraph. That is the topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding sentence, right? So one will be our main idea. The topic sentence will give our main idea. And then whatever points you can support that is relevant to the main idea and how you are going to conclude it, right? So what you should keep in mind, ensure that whatever you add is relevant to the main idea of the given sentence, right? And if the sentence is a conclusion, then retrace the thought behind it to a starting point to build an argument. And the basic thumb rule is when composing a paragraph, it is restricted to one single idea. Clear? Now, so the expanded passage should be a complete piece of composition. That means when you read, you know, there should be coherence. That is, one idea should follow the other idea. Otherwise, it will not give us complete meaning, right? So it should look like it is a complete piece of composition, and it must be written in good English, right? And then after you finish, check what you have written to ensure that there are no mistakes in spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Now, this point is very, very important. That is, see, what he is saying is that when you add points, it should have coherence. That is, the topic sentence. See, look at this image. The topic sentence is there, and the topic sentence should have complete, that each supporting point should have coherence. That is, it should follow one idea with another statement, right? And then finally you have to give a concluding point which will support your topic sentence, right? And the more important thing that you should remember is that after you finish writing your paragraph, check what you have written to ensure that there are no mistakes in spelling, grammar, and punctuation, right? Then now what we will do is that let us take one paragraph, and we will follow all the rules that we have said in the above slides and try to see how to write a paragraph. Say our topic sentence is, of all animals, dogs make wonderful pets. Now what is our topic sentence? Our topic sentence is that of all animals, dog made wonderful pet. Now think of what all can you add to this main idea. What are the sentences that we can add to the main idea, right? First sentence I'll start with. Okay, there are many things a pet dog can add to one's life. What was our main sentence? Of all animals, dogs make a wonderful pet. And then I will give another statement saying that there are many things a pet dog can add to one's life, right? This is one point. Is it not related to the main idea? Then the second point, it is an affectionate companion for young children as well as elderly people. Because when we are very busy with our work schedules and all, these pets can be of good company to our children or the elders who are in the house, right? And then dogs are obedient creatures and can be trained to guard one's house. Now, first point I said that they add many things to one's life. And then I'm supporting what are the things that they add to one's life, that it can be an affectionate companion to young children and elderly people, Moreover, it can be trained to guard your house, right? From being from strangers entering in or robbers robbing your house, right? Then the simple act of taking one's pet dog for a walk is a step towards active, healthy lifestyle. Then, what is the other thing that is helpful by a dog is that when you have a dog, you have to take your dog for a walk, right? Outside. And when you walk with your dog, you're not only taking your dog outside for a walk, but you yourself are going through an exercise that is very good for a healthy lifestyle. So, what did I do? I have supported it with 3 points. Where one point I said that dog can add many things in our life. Second point, I said that it can be a companion to children as well as elderly people. Third point, that it can be a guard to our house. Fourth point is that if we have a dog, definitely we'll have to take our dog for a walk, and that will also help us in having a healthy lifestyle. Now, after expanding the topic sentence, now conclude the paragraph very logically. Say, finally, you have to conclude saying that dogs have proven to be loyal friends to humankind from time immemorial. So, how this sentence is supplementing of all dogs, of all animals, dog make wonderful pets is our starting sentence, and our last sentence is dogs have proven to be loyal friends to humankind from times immemorial. So, I have supported that. Yes. Now look at this. If we put all these sentences that we have made together, we will make a coherent paragraph. Edit the paragraph, check and see that you have not made any errors. Now let us see how it will look like. See, it will look like this when we put all the sentences together in a paragraph. Now let us read the paragraph and check whether there is whether it is one piece of information and whether there is coherence in our points that we had added. Let us read this. Of all the animals, dogs make wonderful pets. There are many things as pet dog can add to one's life. It is an affectionate companion for young children as well as elderly people. Dogs are obedient creatures and can be trained to guard one's house. The simple act of taking one's pet dog for a walk is a step toward an active, healthy lifestyle. Dogs have proven to be loyal friends to humankind from time immemorial. So, see how a paragraph has context, it has content, and it has conclusion. So, this is how you have to write your paragraph. So, I then now let us see my first day at school. Just try to think of some points, and we will check with how it is, right? So take 2 minutes, jot down the points. My first day at school. What are you going to write when we say my first day at school? Who came along with you? Or how your day started, and what happened throughout the whole day at the school, and how your experience of that first day at school is, right? So let me, this is one example I'm giving you. Then look at the other exercises that are there and try to write. So see how we will start. My first day of school was extremely memorable, right? This is our topic sentence. My first day of school was extremely memorable. My parents came to our school along with me. I was dressed in one of my finest set of clothes. Our English teacher greeted us, made my parents talk to the principal and leave me at school. She gave me a small picture book and said it was her gift to me. She took me with my little hand in her loving and caring hands to our class. As she introduced me to 20 lovely kids of my age group, they stood up and clapped and cheered for me with smiles and gestures. The whole day we recited rhymes and played interesting games. The day left a permanent impression in my mind as one of the best days in my life. So see how each sentence that I have written has coherence. That is, first thing is he said that he went to the school with his parents and how he was dressed in one of his best fitting, and how the teacher uh, uh, greeted them and sent the parents and then gave a present to the boy or girl, whoever it is, took them to the class, introduced them to the friends in the class, and how the friends welcomed them, welcomed the person, and how the whole day they recited their poems and how it was the most memorable day, right? Now, the next part of our writing skill is sequencing. Now, as I told you in the previous this thing, that when we are writing a paragraph, what do? We have one main idea of sentence. To that sentence, we will try to add 4 or 5 sentences related to the main idea. So what we will do, we'll think of say 4 or 5 points. But sometimes what will happen, just thinking of 4 or 5 points does not make any sense. You should see that one point will follow the other point in a very sequential order, and the idea should flow from one point to the other point, making it a complete piece. Otherwise, if you don't put your sequencing well, it will be like uh, a half broken thing which has no connectivity at all. So now next what we will do is that we'll try to see what sequencing is. Now, sequencing means putting things in a certain order. Just having sentences does not make any sense. You should know how to put your sentences in an order, right? Sequencing gives writing a logical flow, making it too easy to read and understand. Why we need sequencing? So that it will give us a logical flow, making it easy to read and understand. So when you place your sentences in proper sequence in a paragraph, the reader will be able to see the structure of your argument and will be able to follow the logical progression of thought. Now, why should we have sequencing means, when you place your sentence in a proper sequence in a paragraph, this will help the reader to see the structure of your argument and will be able to follow the logical progression of thought, right? That is the reason why we need sequencing, right? Now, how to do? Points to improve the coherence of your writing. As I said you, that in a paragraph, there should be coherence. One sentence should have some connectivity with the other sentence, and it should take us logically from one sentence to the other sentence. So, how we should write? Remember that sentences may be arranged in chronological manner. That is, according to time you should arrange. Once you're talking about say 2020, going back to 1947, coming into 1918, again coming into 2021, there can be no coherence. So what you should do, sentences may be arranged in chronological according to time, spatial, that is according to space, or logical way, that is according to cause effect relationship order. So what it should be, what happened before, what happened after, what is the present. So there should be a logical coherence from that, right? What is it that you are telling, what happened you are telling, what is the effect, what is the result. So in this way, one after the other you should go on. So sentence may be arranged in chronological, spatial, and logical order, right? Next, use appropriate connectives. Next thing that you should remember is that you should use appropriate connectives like therefore, however, also, thus, finally, thus, finally, etc. So, when you are there now, see, it was a rainy day, therefore we had to change our plan. So like that, you can use your these things, right? The paper was very difficult. However, I was able to solve because I did a lot of practice at home. So something like that, you can use these appropriate connectors to link ideas and sentences, right? Now, linkers help us to connect sentences properly. Now, why should we have linkers? They help us to connect sentences properly, organize our ideas logically, and write coherently, right? Now, we can use linking words to give examples like add information, summarize, sequence information, give a reason of result, or to contrast ideas, right? So what we understand, the next points that we have to remember is that use appropriate connectives like therefore, however, also, thus, finally, to link ideas and sentences. And we use linkers because they help us to connect sentences properly, organize our ideas logically, and write coherently. We can use linking words to give examples like add information, summarize, sequence information, give reason or result, or to contrast. Now, moreover, remember, use transition words and phrases, right? You can also use transition words and phrases like first, secondly, thirdly, next, thereafter, in addition, as a result, etc., as signposts that help the reader to follow your agreement. So, what you will do to help your reader to follow your argument, you can use transition words and phrases like first, secondly, thirdly, next, thereafter, in addition, as a result, etc. Right? Now, moreover, what you should remember is that use parallel grammatical structures and repeat keywords in order to create and reinforce a pattern or an argument. Now, another point that you have to remember is that use parallel grammatical structures and repeat keywords, right? And repeat keywords in order to create and reinforce a pattern or an argument. Parallel structure means, what is parallel structure, you may ask? Parallel structure means using the same pattern of word to show that two or more ideas have the same level of importance, right? This can happen at the word level, it can happen at the phrase level, or it can happen at the clause level. The usual way to join parallel structures is with the use of coordinating conjunctions such as and or, right? You can use this both. So, what do you understand? That parallel structures means using the same pattern of words to show that two or more ideas have the same level of importance. And how can we do this? This can happen at three levels, that is at word level, at phrase level, and at clause level, right? Now, let us understand this by doing one example. Now see, as I said, what did I said? Sequencing is very, very important. Now this is not in sequence. Is there a coherence? Just read these points and see that whether there is any coherence in this. Say the foundation stone was laid in 1972. As a result, the city suffered from horrendous traffic congestion. It was going to be the first in South Asia, right? And they piled in the center of the road. To ease traffic in the city, it was decided that an underground railway line would be built. Calcutta, unlike other cities, kept it trams. Now, there is no coherence. It's like bits you have picked up and put it at one place. Now, what you have to do is that put them in order so that there will be a logical sequence from one sentence to the other. Try to do it and then we'll check with the answer. Okay, let us check with the answer. Now look at this paragraph, how it is. Calcutta, unlike other cities, kept its trams. They piled in the center of the road. As a result, the city suffered from horrendous traffic congestion. To ease traffic in the city, it was decided that an underground railway line would be built. The foundation stone was laid in 1972. It was going to be the first in South Asia. Look at this and now again read this. The foundation stone was laid in 1972. As a result, the city suffered from horrendous traffic congestion. It was going to be the first in South Asia. They piled in the center of the road. To ease traffic in the city, it was decided that an underground railway line would be built. Calcutta, unlike other cities, kept its trams. So see this and see this. Which is more better? This is more better because there is a flow. First, we started with saying that Calcutta, unlike other cities, kept its trams. And second, we gave a logical sequence saying where were the trams? They piled in the center of the road. What happened because of that? As a result, Silinkas, the city suffered from horrendous traffic congestion. Then what you did? You decided to ease traffic in city. It was decided that an underground railway line would be built. And when did you start that? In 1972. And then you're concluding by saying that it was going to be the first in South Asia. So this is how sequencing will help us give to write a paragraph that will have complete coherence. Now, first, we learned how to write a paragraph. Then we learned how to put it in a very sequential manner and give logical coherence to the paragraph. Now, not only that, we have to make our paragraph look very interesting. When the reader has to read, he should feel interested in reading what you have written. So, to make that more interesting, you have to write your paragraph in a descriptive writing, right? Then that will help. It will attract the readers to write the paragraph in a very nice manner. So let us see how to write a descriptive passage, right? Now, in a descriptive writing, you describe a person, place, object, experience, emotion, or situation in such a way that a picture is formed in the reader's mind. What will you do? In a descriptive writing, you describe a person, place, object, experience, emotion, or situation in such a way that the picture is formed in the reader's mind, right? Your goal is to evoke a strong sense of familiarity and appreciation in the reader. Now, what is your goal? Why you have to write a descriptive writing? That is to evoke a strong sense of familiarity and appreciation in the reader. Now, how is this done? This is done by using imaginative language, interesting comparisons, and images that appeal to the sentences. Clear? So what is a descriptive writing? In a descriptive writing, you describe a person, place, object, experience, emotion, or situation in such a way that a picture is formed in the reader's mind. Your goal is to evoke a strong sense of familiarity and appreciation in the reader. This is done by using imaginative language, interesting comparisons, and images that appeal to the sentences, right? Then, why should we have descriptive writing? The next question is why? Why should we write? Why should I have to describe something? Now, learning to write descriptively will improve your writing by making it more interesting and engaging to read. Why should we write descriptive writing? It will help us to improve our writing by making it more interesting and engaging to read. It might also help you clarify your understanding of your subject and encourage you to expand your vocabulary. So, remember that we will learn to write descriptive writing to improve our writing by making it more interesting and engaging, and to help us clarify our understanding of the subject and also to expand our vocabulary, right? Now, there are certain points that you should remember to write a descriptive writing. The first point is that be original, right? Do not copy the writing of other people. Try to be original. Be more observant. Note all that is happening outside, inside, and all around the subject, right? So, what you have to do, you have to be more observant. Next point is that involve all five senses. What can you see, hear, smell, taste? How does something feel to the touch? So you should try to look into everything, right? So involve all the five senses. And then talk about thoughts and emotions. Convey your mood and feeling, as this will help your reader to connect to you, right? So talk about thoughts and emotions. So what is it that you should remember? Be original, be more observant, involve all five senses, talk about thoughts and emotions. Then the next point is that use adjectives and adverbs in your writing. To make it descriptive, use adjectives and adverbs. That is, these will make your writing more vivid. Instead of saying the lion rose to its feet and let out a roar, you can say the lion rose to its feet majestically and let out a loud roar, right? And then use suggestive verbs, right? Use verbs that add meaning to your sentence. Instead of saying she drank the tea, you could say she sipped the tea, right? Suggestive verbs, that is sip, in order to show how she drank the tea, right? Then use precise language, that is, choose words carefully. Do not write he was a cheap man when you really intend to say he was a miserly, right, man, because cheap has many meanings other than stingy, right? So you should know to use your precise language and organize your information. This is essential in order to communicate clearly. So what you will do, be original, right? Be more observant and involve all five senses. Talk about thoughts and emotions, right? Use adjectives and adverbs, use suggestive verbs, use precise language, and finally organize your information. So what you will do, you will use imagery, right? And use verbs and awesome adjectives with lots of details to paint in the reader's mind. Now let us read this paragraph and see that how we can do, right? And that is, see, my father's old green ambassador lies covered in dust. The car looks withered, rust slowly spreading to the entire body like a cancer, consuming where the tires rest flat on the ground, right? So read this whole paragraph and you see how it is, right? Try to read this paragraph. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Just read this paragraph, right? Okay, now look at this paragraph, how it is, right? It says that my father's old green ambassador lies covered in dust. The car looks withered, with rust slowly spreading through the entire body like a cancer consuming its victims. Its tires rest flat on the ground. The hubcaps are gone along with all the mirrors and extras on the car. The interior is a dirty brown with holes covering almost every square inch of the seat covers. I last took it out 15 years ago. As it chugged slowly down the street, its engine grunting and wheezing due to the effort it made, its wheels wobbling all the way. I realized that it was time to buy a new car. The ambassador retired from service and now spends its days in the garage in my backyard, right? And my children have asked me to dispose of it, but I cannot bring myself to do it. It reminds me of my childhood. It recalls fond memories of the long joy rides that my father would take me on. No, I will not get rid of it. I will have it cleaned and repaired. Right? The idea seems to rejuvenate me and fills me with the energy and enthusiasm that I haven't felt in a while. So see how this paragraph is very descriptive. Now here we have another paragraph. See, say that I have described a thing. Now look at this paragraph. Mrs. Hema Raghavan used to teach us geography at school. She had soft features and kind eyes. Though she was a woman of slim build, Mrs. Raghavan was remarkably strong and energetic. She wore her hair in a small bun and dressed neatly in starched cotton saris that smelled faintly of sandalwood. She loved her subject and her students, which made our geography class hugely interesting and enjoyable. Mrs. Raghavan was a person of the highest integrity and courage. She was never afraid of standing against anything unjust or wrong. However, I think Mrs. Raghavan's nicest qualities, which attracted people to her, were the sense of humor and her warm affection for her students. Now, look at these two paragraphs. One was a descriptive paragraph about his old car, and one is a descriptive paragraph of a teacher, right? Now, you can describe your pet dog. Now, think of what way you can describe your pet dog. Just try to work out on it. How you can describe your pet dog. Now, I'll do this one for you all so that you can do the other one. See, the best friend I have at home is Tyson, our pet dog. Now, I'm describing my dog. It is short in size but strong in build, with two cute brown spots on her sparkling white fur. See how I'm describing it. Tyson presents a pleasing appearance at once. The moment I am back home from college, it loves to be with me. It follows me wherever I go. It imitates my dance steps. It's favorite to all my friends. It cherishes the biscuits I give it. It watches our home keenly. It doesn't allow even a child, if unknown to it, to enter our home. It proves that its tribe is the most faithful friend of man of all beings. So see how you can describe your dog, right? So in this way, you can make your paragraph a descriptive paragraph, right? So sometimes, you have to even write dialogues, or in your spoken language, you use more dialogues, or when you're writing your dramas, or when you're trying to give a report on the argument that has happened. So you have to write certain dialogues. So how are we going to write our dialogue? Our last segment is on dialogue writing, right? So what is a dialogue writing? A dialogue is a conversation between two or more people. Dialogues are typically found in creative writing as a part of a play, film, or book, but may also be used in a working environment to train employees on what to say or how to speak in certain situations. So now we will learn about dialogue writing. So, depending on the situation and the relationship between the speakers, a dialogue may be formal or informal. For example, if the dialogue is between a junior assistant and a manager, then the tone should be formal. And if it is between two friends, then it can be informal. So, dialogue depends on with whom you are speaking. If you are speaking to your professionals, it has to be in a very formal way. If you're talking to your friends, it will be in an informal way, right? Now, what are the points that you should remember when you're writing a dialogue? Since dialogue tries to imitate real life, it should sound natural. This is the first point. Now, this can be achieved by using common expressions such as how you, right? Such as how you, it's so lovely to hear from you. And yes, please, thanks, right? So, like this, you can start. Use contractions like had, hasn't, wide, etc. Right? So you can use contractions. Speakers occasionally interrupting each other, right? Avoid having the speaker use each other's names too frequently. Do not use each other's name too frequently, right? Then try to keep the dialogue balanced by having both the speaker participate rather than one of them monopolizing the conversation. Dialogue is always reciprocal. So see that it is always between two people rather than only one person talking. Since the dialogue is a sample used for training, it must always be grammatically correct. So, what are the points that you should remember? That a dialogue is a conversation between two or more people, right? Dialogue is found in creative writing as a part of play, film, or this thing, but we also train people how to speak in certain situations. So, what are the points you should remember? Remember that depending on the situation, if you are talking to the professionals, it will be formal. If you are talking to your friends, it will be informal. Then, since dialogue tries to imitate real life, see that your dialogue is natural. Use common expressions, right? Use contractions and avoid having the speaker use each other's name frequently, right? And then try to keep the dialogue balanced by having both speakers participate rather than one of them monopolizing the conversation. Finally, since the dialogue is sample used for training, it must always be grammatically correct, right? Now look at this. Let us now look at a sample dialogue and see how this is. Try to read this sample dialogue, right? Now, the sample dialogue is say, this sample dialogue is between a salesman and a customer. Just see this. Good morning, sir. How can I help you? Customer. Good morning. I'm looking for a formal shirt to wear to an interview. Salesman. A light color will be more suitable. Do you have any color preference? Customer. Well, I'd like something in blue. Salesman. I think you'd like this shirt. It's 100% cotton and slim fit. What's the price? Salesman. The price is rupees 1500, but there's a sale going on and so you'll get 20% discount. Customer. Can I pay for it with my credit card? Salesman. Yes, sir. Customer. Great. I'll try it on. If it fits, I'll take it. Thanks. Salesman. Not at all, sir. Happy to help. So see how they have written this dialogue. Now you try to write a dialogue between two friends. I'll try to help you how to write a dialogue between two friends who meet by chance at a shopping mall. Now this is two friends, that is Kartika and Shravanti. Now Kartika, she sees Shravanti in the mall and she says, "Hi Shravani, what a surprise, you in the mall?" And Shravani, "Hi Kartika, hey, good to see you." Kartika, "How come you're here?" Shravani, "The day after tomorrow is my sister's birthday. I felt like presenting her with a surprise gift." Kartika, "Great idea. The wonderful way of thanking your sister for all that she does for you. By the way, have you selected the gift?" Shravani, "Yes, I did buy a beautiful dress. What about your purchases?" Kartika, "I'll finish later. Let's celebrate our meeting over an ice cream. Let's celebrate our meeting over an ice cream." Shravani, "Surely, let's go." So see how the dialogue is written. So try to write some more dialogues and see how you can improve your writing skills. So we have learned how to write a paragraph, that is have a main idea, main sentence, and try to support it with other sentences and conclude it with a conclusion sentence, right? And then we also said that writing or making sentence does not make sense, but you should know how to sequence your sentences. Only if you sequence it logically, there will be some coherence in the paragraph. And then we also learned that to make our paragraph more interesting, how to make our paragraph a descriptive paragraph. And finally, we concluded with dialogue writing, or sometimes even you have to write about the conversation that has taken place in a meeting, which is all in a dialogue form. So how we can write our dialogue? So with this, we have made a small effort of how to improve our writing skills. And let me tell you, students, writing skills can only be acquired by constant practice. So keeping all these points in your mind, please do write your paragraphs, and with that, you'll surely improve your writing skills. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.